We are here. Too many podcasts. How's everybody doing?
So another day, another dollar, you know?
Another day, another dollar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for coming.
It's all honor.
We are very honored. I remember I had, oh, by the way, Matt, this is, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Brendan Rush. Find me on Instagram at THA Real Rush.
Yusuf over here in the corner.
Yusuf. Bro, it's hard for some people to say my name. Like, actually, so they're like, yo, just call me Joe, you know?
Yeah,
Just call me Joe.
Yeah, that's the English translation of your name, so. But yeah, that's crazy. So I remember, Brendan, when I first heard about you, I don't know if it was someone had talked about it, and then I seen a TikTok video. You were working for Doordash, and I actually do Doordash myself right now. And I seen that you were attaching like your music to like bags and stuff to get that out there. How was that experience? That's what I want to know.
So actually, it was my manager's idea to do that. He started doing it in West Virginia because that's where he's from. And he came out to Rhode Island to just visit and stuff. And then we ended up going for a delivery in Providence. And the kid had 5 guys. And a funny story about that time was like everything was going wrong that day. Like the order was late to be picked up. We were early, but they took forever to get it. And the kid was like typing to the message on the Doordash and was like, hurry up on my food. Like, it's going to be cold. This is not. Well, the Providence Bridge was closed that day.
Wow.
So my manager looked at me and was like, bro, I'm really about to just throw this food out the window and just say, let's cancel the order. But something was telling him like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go deliver it. So even though it was an extra 45 minutes, like we ended up giving him the food. And I guess he listened to the music while he was eating. And then he decided to post a tweet and it just went crazy from there.
That's crazy.
That is dope.
Now, is that something was that something you were doing regularly, where you were printing out like getting a bunch of like your mixtape copies of music, and you were handing out to like everybody you were delivering to, or was it just like a few people?
Nah, so like I said, he was doing it first. He honestly probably did it for like a good 6 months in
Wow.
West Virginia,
Wow.
where I had people DMing me on Instagram like, yo, I just got food and your card was on my bag. Like, are you out here in West Virginia? I'm like, nah, my manager dropped it off to you. But then I started doing it in Rhode Island while he was there, probably for like a good 4 months, I would say. And actually, probably like 6 months. Yeah, like 6 months. And like I said, he came out to visit and we did a couple of deliveries together. And the one that we actually ended up doing together was that kid from Providence that posted. His name was Josh. And yeah, it just went viral from there. But when it went viral on Twitter, it ended up really just being like a Willy Wonka golden ticket in a way. Because once it went crazy viral, there was a lot of comments that was like posting a picture and like, oh, I got that in my order too. So people were like kind of gassed that, you know, they actually had the chance to get the flyer before it blew up. So yeah, that's really how it happened.
That's actually a really cool way to like get your stuff out there. I remember, I don't know if you know about this, but Migos, how they got their music out there is they used to buy the DJ a drink in the clubs and to get the DJ to play their music. I don't know if you know about that.
Nah, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. They used to
Now,
buy
when
the
you,
DJ.
when you started like passing out the flyers on Doordash, did you see like a big difference, or was it like slowly building up?
It was gradual. It was
Really?
gradual. Yeah, it was gradual for sure. I mean, it started off super slow. Every day we'd get more I'd get more DMs like, oh, I got your Spotify card, your music's fire, this and that.
That's
And
dope.
then it got to, we actually had a plan to start traveling to different states and like getting hotels in different states because we're still making the revenue from doing the Doordash.
Yeah.
But we're promoting at the same
Yeah,
time.
that's dope, yeah.
But we didn't end up
21.
doing that because of the fact that it ended up going viral in Rhode Island. So it
So
was
you're
like,
already technically like
Exactly.
You went everywhere.
and when Spotify left that comment on there, it was just up from there.
Yeah,
But
that's
I don't know
crazy.
if you guys know, but it actually created a huge internet like argument because what had happened was Spotify left the comment saying this is next level genius. Well, somebody random that I don't know, which if Spotify tunes into this, I want them to know that this was not planned from me because I don't know how they feel about the situation. But somebody was like, well, he wouldn't have to DoorDash if you paid your artist right. And it was like,
Damn.
it was this
Yeah.
huge catastrophe. If you go online and type in brands get owned, there's like a whole article about how people were flaming Spotify because it was like, oh, well, he starts to DoorDash. You guys don't pay enough. And Say Cheese ended up posting it, so it just went crazy big. And actually, Spotify put me on an editorial playlist when that all first happened. And then every other release after it, like after that beef happened, they just didn't put me on editorials. So that's why I'm saying if Spotify is watching this, it was not my fault that happened. So, but yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
That does sound crazy. So when did you start making music? Like when was it that you were like, I want to do this? Like this is my passion. This is what I'm going to do. This is like that fire that burns within. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So I was about 7 years old. My mom, she showed me the movie 8 Mile, and that was like the bug that bit me, bro. Like I seen Eminem up there, and I instantly just became a huge fan of like not even hip hop music at that time. It was more just like I love the rhyme. I love like the fun in it, the passion of like just being able to take a word and then rhyme it with this word. So for me, I started listening to Eminem like hard body at that age, and I was going through a lot of things as a kid that like, you know, listening to music helped me cope with the things I was going through. So I started making music because I used to get bullied in school for being overweight. I was 220 pounds up until the 11th grade. And going through all the things that like I went through at that time kind of was like my coping method of just sitting at home and writing poetry. I wasn't even like making music at that time. I was literally just rhyming words, like I said. And yeah, it eventually turned into like finding out what Audacity was. And if you guys don't know, it's just
No,
like,
no, Audacity.
yeah, it's like a free
Yeah,
software.
it's
You know what I'm
really
saying? You
old,
could
yeah.
just download it for free.
yeah,
You didn't
yeah,
need to
yeah.
pay for like Pro Tools.
Yeah,
Pro
that is
Tools
an old
wasn't even
software.
wasn't
Yeah,
even
I
like a
remember
thing back
Audacity.
then. And yeah, my mom actually for like my 8th birthday got me a microphone like this big. It was called a Samsung Go mic. And I used to just sit in my room, and then I'd take the notebook of all the poems that I wrote and rap it without any type of instrumental or anything like that. And just really practice my craft. But I wouldn't say that like I started really saying like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do until the age of like 16. But it's always been like a really great passion and a dream of mine to achieve success through music.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome. It's good to see people, you know, actually going for their dreams and living their life to do what makes them truly happy instead of just like working a regular 9 to 5 and then just
Absolutely.
Like, one day I'm gonna retire and this like, you know, like spice it up. You know what I'm saying?
For me, it's honestly it's bigger than music for me because the way that Eminem got me out of that slum, because if I didn't have hip hop music at that time, I don't know how I would have ended up today, because that really like shaped the like my life from that point. So I feel like there's a kid out in the world that needs my music just like how I needed M, and I feel like because of how much of an impact and how inspired I was from him, it's only right that I do that for the
You
next
return that
kid.
energy to somebody
Yeah,
else.
so that's why a lot of my music targets, you know, mental health, depression, anxiety, because there's a lot of kids that, you know, need that help, but they're scared to make the reach for it. So, you know, if they hear another person venting about a situation or going through a situation that they've been through and they don't want to tell nobody, it makes them feel better because they know somebody else in the world can relate to
And someone
what
cares,
they're-
you know what I mean? Someone that doesn't
Exactly.
even know them, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And
So
with
that's
different artists, has different stories, you know.
Exactly.
Every artist
Yeah.
goes through a bunch
For
of
sure.
different stuff, and like you said, if you can get somebody that can relate to you, like remember doing these TikTok live we used to do. We used to do TikTok
I was gonna
live,
say that. Yeah, the
and we
mental
used to
health.
help people like,
Yeah.
with mental health and all
Yeah.
that, and like it got to a point where like everybody in there was depressed, and I was like, yo, is there that much people in there? Like, and I was surprised. And like we started helping people, like telling them they do this, do that, and then that, and like it got overwhelming for me and him because we used to do it together.
okay.
And like you got random people hitting you up out of TikTok. I'm not even live. Like I want to kill myself. And I'm like,
No, bro,
it gets to you.
It
sometimes.
exists, and like I said, it's a lot of people are scared to, you know, make that reach. Like it's hard to open up your feelings when you feel like that. You feel like nobody's gonna care. You don't want to be that kid in school that's like, oh yeah, he's just gonna go kill himself. Like you don't want people to know that that's how you truly feel. So when you can relate to somebody else, it's like, oh, like you get me, you understand. And that's like for me, for example, like honestly, I want to say maybe 3 years ago, this young girl had contacted me. I want to say she lived in Canada, and she said that about her brother. Her brother was 5 years old and he had cancer, and she was like, I really don't want to be here anymore, and you know, I found your music and it really just saved my life. So I have an upcoming project called Just the Beginning, and the first song is called My Story, and it targets her contacting me because like changed the way I thought about it, because I was like, well, if I'm making an impact like that, you know how you have some days where you're like, oh, like your stuff's not good or you need to do better and this is not. Well,
That's
that
rewarding
kind
to
of
hear,
gives you
yeah.
exactly that gives you the motivation to be like, all right, now I know I'm already pushing times 10. Now I got to go push times 100, because if I could, this girl was about to do this and she felt some type of way, but just from me singing into this, it made her feel like she could get through it. So if I could do that to millions of people in the world, then why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? That's really what the goal is to help the youth, inspire the youth to be, you know, as best as they can be.
Yeah,
So,
of course. That's why it's always good to, like, if you're gonna sit there and put music out there, like, there's a lot of other people that put music out there and like they tell stories and stuff like that, but some people just like bullshit just to rhyme. But it's good that I noticed like your music, it's got not only does it have a story, it's just there and like it like advocates for mental health, and it's something that even if you don't have mental health problems, which I'm sure a lot of people do and a lot of people don't, it's still like it's still quality music. Like,
for
you know
sure,
what I'm
bro. I
saying?
appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Definitely. There's actually a lot of, so I'm really versatile. The stuff that's been going crazy is the melodic trap type of songs, the mental health targeting, stuff like that. But the people that have just tuned in recently are going to be surprised with like what's coming, because like there's other style tracks coming. And you know, when I was 7 and up until I want to say maybe like 2018, I did my first song that was like more singing than rap, more melodical, because like I was the kid that was going up to you freshman year at your lunch table talking about your chicken patty, your milk, your sides that you had for lunch, just literally freestyling about whatever I could.
I actually listened to music and I saw the difference from your old music to your new.
Yeah, so now I'm incorporating the old music, but just with the new Brendan Rush in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
of
like
course.
I kind of rebranded myself, and the steps that we've been taking for this next project is going to be a little bit of everything in there, so people can see like, okay, yeah, he can master this genre. Well, not genre, but like this style of that genre.
Yeah, of course, yep.
But then when you play this one, it's like, oh, is this a new artist? Is this the same kid? You don't know, because it's like just being very versatile is a main goal of mine for when this next project.
Yeah, of
drops.
course. It's always good to have variety too. You
Yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? All the time. So what was like the first song you dropped that was like a huge hit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it blew up.
The first song, so I would say back in junior year of high school, I had a song called Takeover, which I don't think is on YouTube no more. You can't find it because we didn't own the rights to the beat.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but if you don't own the rights to
You're
the beat,
screwed,
like, you get
especially if you're
copywritten
monetizing
on
and making-
anything.
yep.
Yeah, it's stupid. But I did a music video with a guy named John Green, and I posted it on Facebook, and within like the first 2 days, it had like 150,000
That's crazy.
streams. I mean, not streams, but like video views on Facebook. And it was because this guy named Young Verse on Facebook, he's like super viral all the time. He like reposted it. So once that happened, it kind of solidified like Brendan Rush in my school instead of like my actual government. So like when I would get like announced to the office, they'd be like, Brendan Rush, come to the office. So it kind of like, it made me feel good. So I would say that was like the first minor song that blew up. But recently, Misunderstood,
Yeah, so I like
for
that
some
song, yeah.
reason, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Misunderstood was my least favorite song on that project, Rush Road, which was a tribute to Juice, by the way, if
yeah.
you guys didn't know. But yeah, Misunderstood, it was a dope song. I actually submitted the track before my engineer sent me the final. We were running out of time, and it was kind of like the rough draft, but it was already sounding decent, so we just dropped it anyways. But yeah, that was the first one, because the kid that was ordering the Doordash, the Five Guys, when he posted it to Twitter, the comment that he pinned was the link to Misunderstood. So everybody went to that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And yeah, like I said, it was my least favorite, but it grew on me. Obviously, a lot of people like it, so I still be listening to it now.
No, yeah, we were actually listening to it before you came here. I was like, wow, like, this song is like really good.
Yeah, it's actually old. I mean, we had that whole project was done probably like 9 months before we dropped it.
Oh wow.
So to you guys, it was really new at the time. To
But
me,
to you, it was
I
old,
was already
yeah.
on like the next 60 songs,
Wow.
because I have a vault of a lot of
Wow.
unreleased songs that like probably aren't dropping anytime soon. But you know how it is as a creator, like an artist, whether it's music, painting,
Super selective. of what
anything.
you put
Yeah,
out,
it's like you put out something and you love it for the first 2 weeks, but you're listening to it so much, you're like, nah, the next one's better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's their own biggest critic, and I think that selecting songs for me is really hard because I got, people around my team that are like, this is the one, and like I'm already in my head like, nah, the next one is the
Yeah.
one. You know what I mean? So
I mean,
it's
you
kind
know
of
what's better for you, you know.
Absolutely.
kind of yeah, for sure, 100%. But I do like other people that are close to me's input because sometimes I feel like as the artist, it's good to know somebody else's opinion too. You know what I mean?
Somebody even like from outside the picture too. You know,
Absolutely.
like, coming from
Yeah.
outside, giving you his opinion on it.
Definitely.
And somebody you respect and trust. You know.
For constructive criticism, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
100%.
Now, when you want to write your music, like, do you have to be somewhere, or like how do you sit there and write words? Like, how do you come up with them? Do you have to be like some people like going for like a jog, or some people like to stay by the water, or some people like to smoke. Some people, it's just how you come up with the words. Like, how do you sit there and come up with a song?
For sure. So I actually don't write music at all. Every song that I make is freestyle. Sometimes it's punch-ins. Sometimes there's like other songs too that's like 1 take, 2 takes, 3 takes, like super, super fast, like 10-minute songs. Misunderstood didn't take that long. It was probably like 30 minutes. But no, so for me, it's like, I don't know, when I hear a beat that I'm about to hop on, I feel like the words are kind of just given to me in a way. Like I don't have to, before, it's because I've been doing it for a very long time. So now I'm at the point where I hear something and I almost feel like the beat's talking to me in a way.
Like the beat gives you the lyrics.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
I hear
like
that,
there be
yeah.
some times when my producer JV will be at my house and we're cooking up and he'll just play a loop. And while he's playing that loop, I already got the hook and I'm like, bro,
That's
we got to
crazy,
record
yeah,
right
that's
now.
crazy.
Like a lot of the songs that are actually coming out now are made just by like how I'm telling you. It's kind of just more like a natural thing now. Before, when I used to write music, I stopped writing music about four years ago, I'd say. But you kind of put yourself in a box when you write, and that's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong.
I
Like
hate writing.
people that do write are fire. If you write, then I respect it 100%. For me, I used to put myself in a box where, if I wrote and I'm not in the studio, I'm not ready to record. I have a big thing where like you can't recreate energy.
Yeah.
So if I write something on Tuesday, but I can't record it till Thursday, when I'm writing it out, I want to do it right then and there because the vibe's gonna be different
yeah,
on,
you know
on
how you
Thursday.
sound like that moment.
Exactly. So for me, freestyling helps that. Helps me just have that energy and not be able to recreate it. And I also do like punching in because like you can go for a solid 30 seconds and anything you don't like, take it out and just redo it right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's more, the energy is more raw. Like you can just design it better. Versus when you're writing, you're like, okay, it has to be like this because I wrote it that way. You don't want to scratch that line and come up with a different
rewrite it
word.
and all
Like
that.
if you're freestyling, it's just all coming to you at that moment.
You can just delete.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my song process.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people can sit there and like actually freestyle. Like I've seen other rappers that say they freestyle and they get put on the spot like by fans and stuff. And then I don't know, it was a video I saw like Lil Uzi Vert, and a fan went up to him and was like, "Oh, give me a freestyle." And he's like, "I don't do that."
Yeah. Now it's different though. A lot of artists like they do they don't write, but they do punch in too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
Me, I'm the type of person. Don't get me wrong. Like if somebody asked me to freestyle, I'd freestyle. But like for me, it also has to do with like my template that I use when I record. Because I have 2 engineers. Sometimes I drop music straight from my basement. I have 2 engineers, JS Escalade, which I just record like in his house. And then my boy Thanks Luke, who actually ended up moving to LA about 2 years ago. He's making crazy moves in LA right now. Shout out to Luke.
Wow.
But, yeah, we recorded all of Rush World like in his bedroom. You would think that when you hear Rush World that it came from like a professional studio.
Okay.
We literally did that like in his bedroom, and probably within like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times of me just like kicking with him at his crib. But no, yeah, I feel like when I hear myself with like my vocal template that like we built specifically for me, that also has a big play into freestyling, especially when you're making a song, because it already kind of sounds like how the song's going to sound.
Yeah.
So for example, when you hear Misunderstood, the way that you hear that hook come in is how I heard it in the headphones while I was making the song.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier versus if I'm recording and my vocals sound like this, I kind of got to wait to hear what the auto-tune's going to sound like, or the delays or the reverbs, but it's already set. So that's why it's so much more easy for me to freestyle, because it's like I already hear the song as I'm making it.
You get frustrated without your right equipment, your right plugins,
Oh
and
yeah,
all of that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I make it
it's
work,
not what you
but
want to sound like.
yeah, for the most natural, it's got to be that way for me specifically.
Now, how's the process been going? Like, have you just been making music, uploading it to like Spotify, SoundCloud? Have you been like opening up for some like other artists and stuff like that lately? Like, do you have any like big moves coming up or anything like that? Whether it's traveling or like any new releases or just like maybe like networking or features, like anything like that in that sense?
Definitely. So no opening up for artists yet, because I did have a lot of things set up, but COVID really messed that whole situation up. As far as like networking and stuff, me and my girlfriend are actually leaving to go to Vegas on August 20th. So I'm gonna be networking a lot out there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I just got a dot card. I don't know if you guys seen those dot cards on TikTok. They're actually pretty dope. So what it is you pay $20 for the card. And then you get to put all your links on there. So all you got to do is tap the card to your phone, on the back of your phone, and all my links just pop up in like a millisecond.
Oh, that's crazy.
So now instead of, when you network with people, you got to be like, oh, just type this in on Spotify or click the link in my bio. Like, nah, now you just got to touch the card to the phone and you got my Snapchat, my Facebook, my Instagram, my Spotify.
That's convenient.
All of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely networking out there in Vegas. And as far as songs, just dropped Forever yesterday, which is a song that we've been sitting on for probably about 2 months now. I knew that it was one of those special ones when, we first started making it. I had a different type of feeling about that one, more so than anything else that I do have in the vault right now. So we thought that was the best one to drop. And I actually won tickets to meet the Kid LAROI in Boston for his tour. Yeah. And he actually gave me his blessing to play him 2 songs. And one of the songs that I played was the Forever that we just dropped. But I actually got a video of him listening to Forever when I met him. And, we made a TikTok on it. Because you know how TikTok is. TikTok's popping right now. Yeah. So, we posted it. I expected it to go a little crazy. But we got 330,000 views in the first 3 days.
That's still crazy, yeah. No,
it was
kind of viral,
No, yeah, it was insane, and every single comment was either comparing me to Juice WRLD, which is one of my biggest inspirations, or drop the song now. Where's the song? What's the name of the song? How do I find this song?
It's good to create hype.
So once that happened, we like our hand was forced. We had to drop it, and like the record was ready. We were waiting on the cover art, which we ended up getting. In a timely manner, probably like 2 days after the video was posted, and it's been going crazy ever since. So shout out to TikTok for blowing it up.
Yeah, TikTok's like the next advertising right now. Everybody uses TikTok.
Yeah, and it used to be Instagram. They used to, Instagram used to be like the popular one where it's like, everything's going on Instagram, but now I feel like the TikTok algorithm is just unbeatable.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be trending for a while.
There's no app that's doing what TikTok is doing. It's like a talent show for artists. And the whole world can see it.
Isn't Kid LAROI, he got popping on TikTok? I think that's how he...
So, actually, the Kid LAROI actually, he met Juice WRLD at a meet and greet, ironically. Mm-hmm. So, he met Juice WRLD in Australia at a meet and greet, and I don't know if he rapped for him or, like, played him a song or something, but not too late after, he ended up getting signed to the same label that Juice was signed to, which is Grade A. So, it was... A lot of people were saying that too, and I told him, it was like, that's how LAROI got his start with Juice. And I don't know if you guys be seeing it on like socials and stuff, but a lot of people, there's a couple blogs out there that mention it too, but a lot of people do compare my music to Juice WRLD, and to me that's insane because like I said, he's one of my biggest inspirations. And to me, there's a lot of artists that like do that genre. Yeah. In my opinion, he's the best one to ever do that genre. So they're like, skipping steps. They're not mentioning certain names. They're just like, you sound like Juice. And for me, that's like huge shoes to fill. But it's like just a blessing that like people will compare me to my favorite artist. And I don't even necessarily go in the studio. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sound like Juice today. It's not like that. It's like, I'm just letting my feelings and emotions like off my chest.
It comes out natural.
And it comes out natural to the point where it's like, I'm rocking with it. Like, I'm getting these people telling me I'm saving their life. I'm helping them get through their anxiety, their depression. It's like, and Juice ain't here no more. And he always used to say, like, I know there's somebody out there that's going to continue what I'm doing, and I'm going to leave them all the tools and everything that they need to do it. So I mean, it's a blessing to be where I'm at, and people actually like, saying that I give them that vibe, because Juice also helped me through a lot of things as well. So
Yeah, you're keeping it alive. You're passing it along. You know what I'm saying? It's no better honor than that. I gotta ask too. I seen the video with the Kid LAROI thing. I'm like, that's crazy, right?
yeah.
What did he say? Because I couldn't make out what he said. Like because I know he was bobbing his head up. He was feeling. I know he was feeling. What did he say? Because I know he said something.
Yeah, so after I played him, well, halfway through the first song, he was like, "Dude, you have a great tone," and I'm like, "That's insane, bro! Like, it means the world to me coming from you."
Yeah, absolutely.
And he ended up like, after I said that, there was like a flow switch in the song, so he ended up just like vibing back to it, like listening to it, and then he stopped probably like another 10 seconds later and was like, "Who produces these for you?" And I'm like, "Oh, my boy JV, he's a huge fan of you as well." Like, and like he kind of hinted at like he might work with him or something. Like he really, really, really liked the beat. So then after we had that little conversation, he was like, I was like, "Oh, can I play you another one?" Like he's vibing with it. So like, this is my opportunity. I'm gonna go for it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Why
That's
not?
one
Yeah.
shot right there.
Yeah. So his security actually taps him on the shoulder, and he's like, "LAROI, come on, you gotta go change and stuff." And he's like, "No, I want to hear a second song." So his security was trying to get him to be out, but he was like, "Nah, I gotta hear a second song." So I ended up playing another song, which is probably the next release, called "Runaway." It's another gem that we have in the vault, that like I'm very excited to release. And then after that one played, which is the second song on the TikTok that you watched. After that one played, he basically was just saying that I have an amazing voice, and what really hit home for me was the fact that he was like, I said to him, it means the world to me that like you took the time to listen to my music, because as an artist, I've met a lot of artists, and some of them are very nice where they're like, "Yeah, I want to check you out, I want to listen to your music," but then there's some that also don't really care.
Yeah.
They'll have their manager push you off, whatever it is.
They might give you a little attention, but then after that.
Exactly. So I showed my gratitude to him, and I was like, it really means the world to me, more than that you took the time to even listen to these songs. And he was like, "Bro, I understand this." And when he said that, it was like, wow, like it was one of the most genuine things he could have possibly ever said, because like I said, he got his start by doing that with Juice.
Yeah, maybe he saw it as like a reflection in you, where he was like, "Damn," like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And the thing is like the way he said it too, he's like, "Bro, I understand this. Like I used to do all this. Like I understand this." And that really just made me feel like, wow, like
Wholesome.
And he's only been like, relevant in the industry for about 3 years.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been that long since he wasn't doing that. And something tells me that like he did it before he met Juice too. You know what I mean? Like Juice was just the one that like took the opportunity and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have that kid signed by my label." But he definitely went to like other meet and greets. You know what I mean? Like he understood where I was coming from, and he really just loved the songs. I mean, he said I had a dope voice, and he said the songs were amazing. And I actually, my girl actually cut the video, but I gave him a Brendan Rush merch T-shirt, and it was customized, so the back said the Kid LAROI. And when I handed it to him, he was gassed. He was like, "Bro, custom made one of one for me." And that was it right there.
That's a crazy first impression, dude. Wow.
Yes, sir.
I don't think he'll ever forget that.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely won't.
That's crazy. So, do you plan on staying in like? Are you from Rhode Island? Are you plan on staying in Rhode Island? Are you gonna end up like eventually moving to like New York or LA or something and trying to like?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm from East Providence.
Okay.
Originally, I still live there now, but for me, honestly, I would really love to live in Los Angeles. I feel like LA is really where everything goes down. Obviously, the cost of living is very different than it is in Rhode Island. But yeah, no, the goal is to move to LA, because I just feel like that's the best place for opportunities with the music industry, And like I said, my engineer, thanks Luke, you guys should tap into him, because he's working with a lot of really talented artists. He moved out there. We had a conversation right before he dipped, and he didn't really have a plan. Like,
He just went.
he said it. He was like, "Listen, I got a year in me." He was like, "If nothing happens in a year, I'm gonna move back." I'm like, "Bro, I already know. I know your talent. Like, you just gotta find your people out there."
You just gotta keep going. Just don't stop.
Exactly. And he went out there with the wheel spinning, and fast forward 7 months, and he's working with artists that are signed now to major labels. So I know that once I get out there, I'll do the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be successful out
Yeah.
there by,
As
you
soon
know,
as you get a
networking,
chance,
going to
that's it.
studios, and just really broadening my horizons, because you know how it is in Rhode Island. It's like, we're the smallest state, so we can only do so much here. And surprisingly, the Doordash went crazy in Rhode Island. Like, the kid that posted it, he only had 300 followers.
Wow.
So it's not like he's
Wow.
known for like, like he posts all viral videos and like
Yeah.
pictures. Like, nah, he never had a trending
Probably put him on the map.
tweet. Yeah, he never had a trending tweet. And then, you know, that whole flyer thing really like excelled his following as well. But yeah, no, the plan is definitely to get out of Rhode Island as soon as possible.
Yeah, I was about to say ASAP.
But I always rep Rhode Island, because I'm
Of course,
proud
yeah,
that
that's where
this
you're
is,
from.
this is
Yeah,
my
yeah.
home.
Plus, it's like it's not gonna, you know, it's not always gonna come to you. You gotta go to it. You know what I'm saying? And plus, L.A. is like the equivalent of like when all the immigrants from like Italy and Ireland came to like New York, Ellis Island in the 20s for like opportunity. Like, you know what I mean? To like make it, live the American dream. You know, like that's how it is with L.A. for artists. Like even me as an actor, like I know, like eventually I'm gonna have to go to like L.A. or at least New York. Because it's not like I said, it's not gonna come to you. You gotta go to it, and you've been going to it. So I give you a lot of credit, man.
Hey, I
Keep going
appreciate
for it,
that,
too,
bro.
you know?
We're trying.
I don't know if you know Mike Stud. You know Mike Stud?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
I know
feel like
he's from Pawtucket, right?
Yeah, he only blew up when he moved to LA.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
bro,
only
that's
blew-
literally what it takes.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me, like, if I'm out somewhere and they see me, or, you know, somebody just hits me up that's from my state, like, bro, your music's ready, you got the image, you got everything that you need, everything's professional, you just need the exposure.
Yeah.
And that's really what going to LA would do, you know?
And here, like in Rhode Island, it's not you gonna meet up a big producer right there.
No, I mean,
at
look
a
at
club,
like
you know,
how you
nobody
use
comes down here.
Yeah, you use Mike Stud as an example. Look at Jay Deuce. Look how
Yeah.
people were rocking with Southside of Prov. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he got out of here right away. He got out of
needs
here
to,
right
yeah.
away. And, like, you know, he did better for himself by leaving, because honestly, I feel like the reason why our state logo is an anchor is because as soon as somebody's about to make it out the bucket, everybody got to drop that anchor on them and put
Yeah.
them down. Versus, you know, if you're at the top of the bucket, I could just throw down a rope and pull you guys up.
Mm.
But nah, you just want me at the same level. Like,
Like, who are you for you to be better than me?
Exactly.
You know, I'm putting in the work. I deserve it.
exactly. And that's the reason why Rhode Island will never be as successful as LA or New York, because nobody wants to see anybody win, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's
No.
full of jealousy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
you're
because
right.
we're so small as a state, where it's like, look, there's enough money in the world for me and you. Not just me, not just you. Like, let's work together and accomplish it. But people's mindsets out here they're not like that at all.
and it's
so.
not like they put in the work. You just sit down and they're just pointing fingers.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of people, I'm not naming no
Stupid.
names or nothing, but a lot of people that didn't rock with me back in the day, like, want features now. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not the type of person to hold grudges or nothing like that, but it just goes to show you, you know, you put in the work, and I believe in manifestation super heavy. That's something that I feel like got me to where I'm at right now. And, you know, it's just crazy to see the turn where it's like, oh, they hate on you for 7 years of your life, and then one thing goes viral,
Yeah.
and they're like, yo, we were in 3rd grade together. Like, yeah, we were also in 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't sit with me at lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't
Thought it
tell me
was
that
weird.
my music was
Yeah.
fire when you see me in the hallways, but like, what, you see the viralness now, and it's like, but don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. I understand that, you know, people rock with trends in high school, where we're all subject to that. So it's like, you know, if your friends don't like somebody, then you're just not going to like that person, so you fit in with that friend group, or you just don't want to be cool with the kid that's not cool. You know what I mean? So I forgive everybody for sure, but it's just
Yeah, but I never looked in that in high school.
it's crazy for me, because it's like, wow, like, they actually care now. So yeah.
I didn't give any attention to high school. I felt like, because like I'm not from here. I grew up in Lebanon, so
Okay.
when I came here and I saw things, I'm like, yo, like I'm so like, it's not an ego thing, but like compared to kids these days, like what I did through high school is I worked. Like I would work 60, 70 hours a week doing high school.
Wow.
And I had 3 friends. Everybody thought I was weird. Everybody in school thought I was weird. I had one guy who was like popular in high school. He became my friend, and after that, like after he started telling people about me and shit, and like people wanted to be friends now, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was like he was like your
I
sanction.
kept my small like circle. I have 3 best friends, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people hate. A lot of people bring bad energy. And I'm like, I'm not. I don't even have time for this.
No, yeah,
I-
for sure. I definitely relate to the bad energy thing that you said too.
And like even when you make it, you're gonna have friends with friends. Now who's gonna hate on you when you make it?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
because
always
if you're not giving that person $50,000 after signing $5 million, It's like, yo, you can't throw me the 50 grand, but like, what did you do to deserve that 50 grand? What,
Mm.
because I got it because I've been like working so hard for these amount of years that you're gonna be mad at me that I'm not just giving you a handout. I mean, I'm not saying that people are gonna do that because I solidify my friends. I know all my friends' true intentions, but I'm just saying like that could happen in a situation that you're
No,
talking
it's gonna
about.
happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your friends turn to haters. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like when I don't know if it's Rick Ross who says, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym," right?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
It's crazy. But yeah, another thing is, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
So when it comes to like, because I was always taught like, what you do is like before you go to New York, before you go to LA, you make the most out of what you have here, and then when you have like either like a resume or like a foundation or whatever, then you go over there like you already got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be going there like blind. Like, you got the music, you got like the accounts, like you got like you have the exposure. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for you to go there like whenever, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, I
you're in,
appreciate
bro. You're
that,
good.
bro. I appreciate that.
He's technically building a company up. So
Yeah.
it's like he's not starting from zero. He's been doing it for so many years that he's already up here.
Yeah.
It's
Needs
just
to
crazy
take the
that
next
like
step.
it's just crazy that it takes these little things though. Like it blows my mind all the time because it's like, you know, everybody that saw the tweet from my state, it's like, yo, your music's fire. But guess what? Before Misunderstood went viral, Rushford was already out for 7 months.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And like, it's just crazy to me how like little things happen and then that makes people like, yo, your music's fire. Like, it took that for them to find me.
It's like a puzzle piece.
Exactly.
Put it
Like
in
the
last
LAROI,
piece.
like the LAROI thing. I've had so many comments of new fans like on the TikTok video, but then they also go to like my Instagram. They're DMing me like, yo, your music's fire. I'm so happy that I found you. Like, it's just crazy how like little things can make such a big impact. And that's what I really like enjoy the most, seeing like new like messages from new fans and like how I impact their life. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
yes, sir.
Do you produce your own music videos too, or no?
No, I don't produce my own music videos. Like, you mean like as far as like filming and everything?
Well, like, do you like pick the scenes? Do you pick what
Oh
you
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
do
yeah.
and
A
all
lot
that?
of my, so we haven't had a music video in a long time, because my boy Preston, we actually met on Instagram. He DM'd me about 3 years ago, and he was like, "Bro, your music's fire." I actually DM'd him first, just sliding up on like a story. He paid for like an ad or something. So you know when you're going through your Instagram and you just see
Sponsored and
you
stuff
see,
like
the
that.
sponsor. Yeah, so I just put fire emojis. He didn't answer for like a good 3 or 4 months, and then he hit me up and was like, "Bro, your music's fire. Like, let's work, whatever." He actually didn't even charge me for the first 4 music videos.
Wow.
He was like, "Bro, just get me a flight to Rhode Island from Wisconsin," which is where he was originally from. And we actually ended up filming Time Pass, which is a very, very old song now on YouTube, and then Things You Do, which I don't know if you guys dug that deep, but they're like older songs. We actually did both of those the first trip that he came out, and he didn't even charge me a dime because he just believed in the vision so heavy.
That is nice.
You know,
yeah.
so we haven't had any recent music videos. He's doing his own thing right now, and you know, he got his own moves at the moment. So we haven't done a lot of music videos recently. I do have a plan to get at least one music video done for this project. However, I don't know if it's gonna be him filming or somebody else, but I do like write everything out before we do the music video. So I direct the whole
Everything.
When I'm making the song, I'm like directing the video at the
Yeah,
same
because
time.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
good to have a
watching a couple
vision, yeah.
music videos and I was like, yo, this is dope.
Appreciate that,
It
bro.
felt like somebody professional doing it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
So
saying?
what I try to do is when I'm making the song, I try and literally visualize what I want the video to look like. And I always love, like, don't get me wrong, it's always cool to have those videos like with the crazy effects and, you know, the drops and stuff like
Yeah.
that, the cuts, whatever. But I really like the videos that hit home for me is like the storytelling videos.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Joyner Lucas had like the I'm Not Racist, he had like the Ross Cappuccioni. Like, when I seen those visuals, and even Token had a couple crazy like direction with videos, you know. So though, like, having that storytelling aspect and then something at the end happens and it's kind of gives you like a movie feel.
Like a short movie.
Yeah, that's what I like, because, and another thing too is I've never seen a music video in the style of music that I'm making that's like cinematic and tells a story. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be like one of the first.
Pioneers with that. Yeah.
Because a lot of people that make the type of music I make is really just like showing off who they are, and like there's no real like story behind the music videos.
Mm.
So
Like
that's
complete, like you'll get the song even more when you watch
absolutely,
the video.
yeah. It makes you look at the song different too. You know what I mean? Because now when you're listening to it in your car, you're thinking about the video
Yeah.
in your head. So, yeah, that's how my video process goes. I just think about it when I make the song, and we make like a clipboard of bullet points, and then we just cross them off the list as we shoot. So, but I love filming music videos. I'm not an actor or anything, but it's something that I would definitely be like into in the future for sure, because I like being behind the camera when it comes to like filming music videos and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to answer that question, but have you made money on Spotify yet?
Yeah. No, yeah, I made money off Rush Road, off those misunderstood streams. It wasn't crazy,
Yeah, yeah.
but I mean,
But
it
it's
was a
still
really
something.
big accomplishment
Yeah,
because
it's definitely a start too. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was a really good accomplishment. It hit about 500,000 streams on Spotify, and yeah, no, it's progressing 100%. Like I know this next project, and I know Forever, and all the songs that are coming are gonna do more than Misunderstood.
Now, if there's a kid out there who started how you started, what's the best advice you can give him?
Don't listen to anybody that tells you you can't do it, because for me, that was kind of like a staple of my life and my starting career was, I would look for approval from people to tell me like, yo, this is fire or this isn't fire. But at the end of the day, I would just tell a kid that's making music where I was at to just follow your instincts, follow your gut, follow your heart, because you do something for so much time. Like LeBron James or Steph Curry, he's in the gym every single day for 8 hours. The more free throws he shoots, the more he's going to make them every time he shoots. So, you might not start off where your music sounds amazing and you're going to be number one on the Billboard records, but the more repetition and dedication and motivation you put into it, the better you're going to get. So what I would say is use those haters and like the mean comments and all the things that you might be getting, and just add it as fuel to your fire, because nothing is better in my eyes than proving somebody wrong. If they're like, yeah, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna pass 10 streams, and I just hit 500K, that makes me feel good, because I know I stuck with my gut and how I felt, and I got through everything you told me I would never be able to do. So that would be my advice for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who believes in you, as long as you believe in yourself at the end of the day. You know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
yeah. No, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to realize that, though.
Yeah, because at first, like, you
growing
start-
up, I wasn't always the most confident, because my upbringing, like I said, I was overweight from like 5th grade to the 11th grade. So I didn't have that confidence. And for me, like my weight loss process was like, my mom loved going to the beach. And like I was a kid that always kept his shirt on in the water because I was so insecure about my body. So, I finally told myself like, my goal is to be able to take my shirt off at the beach. And that same motivation, dedication, and grind that I put into the gym from 10th grade going into 11th I was like, all right, well now I'm going to go turn around and do that with my music and watch the growth, and it worked. So
It gives you discipline too, with anything. in
yeah,
life,
no, yeah, for sure. And it always makes you feel better about yourself when you accomplish it too,
Is your family full supportive of your music?
Yeah, absolutely. My family has been very supportive. I was actually on X Factor when I was 13 because my mom signed me up for auditions. I was at every single talent show from 6th grade on. And my mom was always just pushing for it. I mean, she introduced me to hip hop music. So, she was a very big staple into like who I am today and like building up my confidence when I didn't have it myself. And you guys don't know yet, but I have a little sister, and my little sister can sing.
Oh, wow.
She can really sing.
Wow.
She actually goes to Berklee College of Music. She's going into her junior year, this upcoming year. And, her voice is amazing. And it's crazy now to think back, because like I told you, when I was going through those things at that age, when I first started making music, me and her would just lock ourselves in the room and just be like, you know what, let's we would take popular songs that we liked and we would type in instrumental at the end. And then we'd sit there with a notebook for like 2 hours and just see who could make the best song over that beat. And I told her, I was like, listen, like the only reason why I really want to do this is for you. And, you know, we both just stuck with it. We both just, you know, she's in a school, like the best school in the U.S. for music.
Yeah.
You know, so she's doing her thing. She hasn't dropped anything on any platforms yet. She be slacking. I told her to
That'd be
stop
dope for you and
slacking.
her drop a song.
Oh yeah, we got some. We got
That'd be
some.
pretty dope.
But no, yeah, you guys definitely got to tap into my sister. She's fire. So
You should push her to drop something.
bro.
Yeah.
I've tried so many. I have so
What
many
was
like.
she waiting? Does she have a goal? Should she? Like,
So her thing is like, she has a couple songs. I have like 3 or 4 songs on my notes of like unreleased on my iPhone. But like they were all like really like school projects where like I'll just mix them for her and then she'll hand them in as like assignments and stuff. But nah, like she just feels like when she comes home from school that like she just focused that whole week on music. So when she comes over, because I have a studio in my basement, a lot of it comes from my basement. So she don't really want to work on music because she just did it all that whole week, you know. But nah, she got some fire stuff that's gonna come out soon. So
Yeah, it sounds like some crazy bonding.
yeah, nah, I mean
Yeah.
she's
Like,
three
if you
she's
support-
3 years younger than me. And like I said, it's just something that we both did growing up at that time to help us get through what we were going through. And it's just always been something. My mom is a singer as well. Like not a singer, but like she always loved singing. You know, she did karaoke growing up, and she actually had an audition. Funny story, she had an audition for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse right before she found out she was pregnant for me, and they made her cancel her audition because they found out she was pregnant.
wow.
So my mom actually had like the potential to be like signed by Disney or something like that. So
Genetics, man.
she
It's
always
like
says
music's
like, oh, I
genetics.
passed it down to you
It runs in the
and
family.
Bella. So like you guys got to go do something with it. And yeah, we just kind of took it and ran and just, you know, got better as we got older and like shaped the vision together.
Yeah, you know how some people don't have their parents to support them. Like your biggest
Yeah.
support is your mother, which is pretty dope.
Oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely,
saying,
bro.
like beside that, you don't need anybody else, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's a blessing for sure. And my dad is very supportive as well. Originally, he didn't really like rap music. He didn't really, but like I had to kind of explain to him like, you know, I make music for different reasons than a lot of other people do. My dad only knew rap music for like drugs, for
Yeah.
girls, for this, for that, like all the bad things. And I was like, you know, I had a conversation with him and I was like, it gets me excited to make bars that where people will like sit there and be like, wait, what did he just say? Like, did he really just say that? Like, oh, that goes with that and this goes with that. So once he kind of understood that and, you know, my manager like came out here and like was just super like interested and excited to like meet my parents and all that stuff. Like it kind of made him realize like, all right, this isn't a phase. This isn't something that's going away. Like this is something that he's serious about. And this was like my first manager, probably at like 17, where he realized like, he was like, yeah, like this isn't a phase. This isn't going away. And then, funny story, like he went to work one day after Misunderstood went viral. Like he didn't really know about the whole tweet or nothing like that at the time. And he's a postmaster for the U.S. Postal Service. And one of his mail carriers came in and was like, hey, I heard your son's song. He sounds like Juice WRLD. And my dad don't know who Juice WRLD is. So he's like, who's Juice WRLD? Whatever. So long story short, like it was just kind of cool to hear him, you know, talk to me about
Yeah,
music.
that
Because
is-
growing up, it was the opposite. He didn't like that I was listening to rap music.
I mean, like, I don't know how old your father is, but like, old music was all about, like, I'm talking about rap and hip hop.
Yeah.
It's all about drugs and all that, and gangs and all that. That's how music, like, rap actually started. People telling, like, what they've gone through in the hood and all that. And
Absolutely.
that's probably what message your dad saw. And like, my dad was the same thing when it comes to music too. Like, he was like, why you guys listen to this ghetto music? And I'm
Yeah,
like, yo,
people
it's not
people don't
ghetto.
really understand that there's like, you know, there's more to it. For me, it's more than the music. You know, it's more of like being that person that I can go inspire you or get you out of feeling depressed just by you relating to me, or like me just singing into a microphone, and you know, it makes you feel like you can beat whatever demons you're facing,
Yeah, and
whatever
did that
battle
for me.
you're going through.
NF did that for me.
Oh yeah, NF is
I
a
love
problem.
NF.
NF is a problem. I love NF's music. But yeah.
Because there's some stuff I can relate. There's the one that called "Why Would You Leave Us." He wrote it for his mom.
yeah, the one about his
I can
mom.
relate to that. And like "Lie."
And that's what I mean about those music videos, though. That's a
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
example. Those are the ones.
They're
Those are
stories.
the ones
They're
that
like
stick
movies,
with
yeah.
you, you know? Because now that song holds more weight to you because you see it when you hear it now, you know? You can't forget it. But yeah, no, I love NF's music, too. So,
Post Malone new album was dope too. It was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
on the dark
Posty.
side.
Posty's a different breed, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
seen
love
I
Posty.
seen him at Rolling Loud last year, and we watched a lot of performers. I can't lie, he was the best one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Posty
he's
was-
nice.
Yeah, no,
Like,
his energy on stage is unmatched, and he got like this guy on his team named Pat, and just during the set, like he'd be like, "Yo, Pat, I need a beer," and the whole audience was like, "Pat, Pat, Pat, Pat," going crazy, and then he'd bring him out a red Solo cup with a beer, and he would just down it on stage and throw it, and then every like other song, he'd be like, "Pat, I need a beer." Everybody does the chant again. He's just, bro, he's fire. I'd love to work with Post Malone.
He's an
one day, bro.
entertainer. Yeah.
I'd love to work with Posty.
He's not like other rappers too. You know what I'm saying? He's
No,
not.
yeah. He actually, believe it or not, he actually surprised me. When he first came out with White Iverson, I was like, all right, yeah, it's just like, not saying it's not a good song, but it didn't like give me the wow aspect of like it's a new artist with a new sound in a way. Then he came out with like the beer bungs and Bentleys, and I was like, whoa, like he completely transitioned to like a whole like I feel like he found his sound, and I've always been a huge fan of Posty. He's fire.
Yeah, I do like Post Malone.
Who's your guys' top 3 artists?
You want to go first?
I mean, we can both agree on Drake.
Drake. I mean,
Drake is
I don't
fire.
want to sound like a casual. Drake's always gonna be like my number one.
Yeah, I actually met Drake when I was 10 years old.
We saw
I
that
saw that
picture.
picture.
You, yeah.
Yeah, nah, it was insane, bro. I was at the Hot Night that Hot 106 hosted, actually, believe it or not, which is crazy. Because a lot of big things that happen in my life now somehow always end up relating to Hot 106 now. Because I did a radio interview with them about 2 months ago. I was the artist spotlight of May, and that was kind of crazy because Mike D reached out to me, and like I've listened to Hot 106 since like the baby seat in the car, so that was like a staple to me. Like I'll always remember that the first ever interview I like did for my career was my hometown radio station, so that was a big thing for me. I also got to sign the board of everybody that comes there to interview, and there wasn't a lot of space on that board. It was really full, but I found one open space under Juice's name. So to me, I was
That's
like,
crazy.
wow, that's insane, because, I started getting the comparisons right when the Doordash thing went viral. And like, I don't know how much you guys are tapped in spiritually, if you believe in like, getting signs from certain things or certain people that have passed in your life. But there are some times where I do feel like Juice is guiding me, and I can feel his spirit in a way, and that he's happy that I'm the one that's doing this. So the fact that I got to sign that board with him on it was just insane. But then let's fast forward a little bit. I won those tickets to LAROI, and that came from the same radio station, and that was like a sporadic thing. I seen on their story, it was like, text win to 224-1063 if you want to go see LAROI's show. It said nothing about a meet and greet. So I just applied for the tickets, and then I forgot that I even applied, and then 3 days later I wake up and it's like, congratulations, you won meet and greet tickets with LAROI, early sound check, and tickets to the show. And I'm like, wow, that's insane.
Like, what is the chances of you getting?
Yeah,
That
like
is nuts,
come on,
yeah.
Hot 106 got a bunch of people signing up for that. So it was just insane, and it was like, this is the same way that LAROI got on. And like one of his best friends like actually followed me on Instagram.
Oh, that's straight. Yeah, that's dope.
His guitar player also, and his opener's DJ. And his opener's actually from Connecticut, Eric
Oh,
Doa.
shit.
He was actually fire. I really enjoyed watching him on stage before LAROI. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe LAROI's gonna do some digging and contact us after the tour is over, or you never know, because
You do never know, yeah.
he really was enjoying what he was hearing. So we'll see. But like I said, it always relates back to Hot 106. That's how I met Drake. My mom actually won the Hot Night tickets, and we won 7th row from the stage. But there was a lady that had her friend was like sick, and she was like, yo, we have to be out. So as she was walking by, she saw my mom and me, and was like, you guys want these front row tickets? And Drake wasn't even on yet.
Yeah,
It was like on
He
like
wasn't Drake
it was
yet.
on like Lloyd Banks.
Yeah.
And I was like, what, front row? Like, yeah, we gotta take it. And I was the youngest one in there. I was like 10, so I actually have, my mom actually has videos on YouTube of like Drake like rapping to me in a way, like looking at me and rapping and stuff like that. And then fast forward to like 30 minutes after the show, we're driving home and I see a tour bus at the Marriott. So I'm like, whoa, hold on, this is definitely Drake. My mom didn't even stop the car yet, bro. I hopped out. I was like, if this is Drake, I gotta be right there. So then, long story short, she parks. I'm already over there. Drake's about to come out the tour bus. There's like 90 people in a circle, right? And I'm little, so I'm like going through everybody's like, you know, arms like this and whatever. So then he comes out the tour bus and he's like, look, I only want to take a picture with that kid right there. I had his shirt on. I had his merch on. And he was like, this is the youngest kid I ever seen at any show before. So I only want to see that kid. Everybody around was definitely hating on me, bro. Like, what? This little kid, da-da-da, whatever. So I actually had a conversation with him. And as much as I remember from when I was a kid, it was like, one day I'm going to make a track with you. And I'll never forget what he said. He was like, always follow your dreams and don't let no one tell you can't do what you want to do in this life. So the plan is, when music really starts popping, is to get a feature with Drake, because of the fact that he told me that when I was younger. So, you know, it'd be like a full circle moment for me.
Even for him, I feel like if he, I don't know if he can remember to back then.
Yeah.
I remember like I took a picture.
Yeah, he was like really young. He was like, it was like when Take Care came out.
Yeah.
You know, or well, actually, I don't know if it was Take Care.
I think a little bit.
No, it was So Far Gone.
Yeah.
It was like the album that was like a white background with like the pills falling. I don't know if you guys remember what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not sure if I remember that one.
It had
Take
Houston,
Care.
Atlanta, Vegas on it.
Okay, yeah, I know
it
that
was
song.
like,
I know
yeah,
that
it was
song,
like
yeah.
way back, but Drake was like young. He was just getting on with Young Money and stuff. So if he does remember, I mean, that would be super sick for me, bro. Like, just having that full circle moment, and the fact that they put me in one of Drake's articles. Is that how you guys seen the picture from that article?
I have
seen it
no
on
idea.
Instagram.
Yeah, so I actually, so that's the third that's like the third picture in the post. The first one is there's a company called Uprocks, and 2 days after I went viral doing the Doordash, Drake announced that through anybody that orders Uber Eats is getting a candle delivered to them from his company. So Uprocks mentioned the fact like, oh, this is similar to Rhode Island native Brendan Rush, who attached his Spotify flyers to Doordash orders. So just the fact that they even mentioned me in the same article as Drake was like, you know, let's tag him. Let's let him see this, you know? And then I had to throw in the picture so that if he was interested, he'd be like, wow, that kid met me when he was 10. Like, I remember picking him out of the 90 people in the circle. So, yeah, no, it would definitely be a full circle moment. I'd love to work with Drake for sure.
That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
But hey, man, you know what? We're so grateful you came here.
Oh, yeah.
We know
blessed
that
to have
this
the
is
opportunity, bro.
This is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's the name of the project. Just the
Yeah,
beginning.
there you go. And hopefully, you know, we can have you on here again, maybe like a year from now, 2 years from now. But you'll be flying from LA back here.
Yes, sir. Or maybe you could just fly out to me too.
Yeah,
We'll
that
figure
too.
it
Maybe
out.
I'll already be in LA. Hopefully.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what
for
I'm saying?
sure, bro. That acting's definitely about to take off.
Yeah, I hope so.
He put in work, bro. He put in like the
Trying,
reason why
bro.
he does DoorDash is because like he can get random takes that he needs to do on the spot. He
Wow.
can leave DoorDash and go and do it.
Oh yeah,
That's why he
absolutely.
does it.
Because you don't need to hit up your boss like, oh, I
Yeah.
need time off.
No,
And-
yeah.
What
and-
job is gonna keep him from him calling out every other day?
Exactly, and DoorDash is also dope because, like I said, how we were gonna travel to different states. I mean, if you're
You can
off
do that
one
over
day
there,
over
yeah.
there, you know what I'm saying? You could just hop in the car real quick, drive, do your deliveries, and still get paid for it. So, I mean, yeah, it's dope how you don't have to ask for permission to take time off.
I'm trying to make him work for me, but he wouldn't.
Nah.
No,
He deliver food, so I'm like, come deliver food for me. He's like, nah, bro. Are you gonna not fire me when I call out every other day? I'm like, I'll definitely fire you.
yeah,
That's how it is. Like just the other day, I was trying to explain. I'm like, I was having lunch with my mom's uncle, my brother, and my sister, and I checked my email. My manager hits me up. I got an audition for Law and Order. So I'm like, oh,
Oh,
shit.
wow.
But it had to be done that night. And imagine if I'm like, oh, I gotta go to work and I gotta call my boss. He's like, well, you can't call out if you don't find coverage. Like you're fired, like some shit. Because like after a while, they're not gonna let you keep calling out last
no,
second.
bro, I've been through the ringer with that.
So it's like
I've
that's-
lost jobs from doing that, and also like, you know, it's just not a solid thing to do because it's like, you know, you could take that week and they're like, yeah, it's fine, but then you find out something bigger just happened,
last
and
second
now
that you gotta do like that.
now
day.
you got it. It's like, all right, well, my biggest thing is like, you guys like Russ?
I fuck with Ross. Yeah.
Fuck with Russ? Yeah. So I read his book, and his book is like very, very, very knowledgeable. You know, I learned a lot from just reading it, and like his interviews are dope as well. I fuck with Russ heavy, but nah, like he said, like
Kind of look like him.
a lot of people say
You kinda
that,
do.
but nah, yeah. So for me, it's like you rather show up than not. So like for example, like, you know, you might not feel the drive. Like I might not feel the drive to go home and record a song. I'm lazy. I want to play video games, or I want to do this. I want to do that. I don't have the motivation or the inspiration to get up and go do that, right? But if you show up and then something happens, at least you were there for it to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can literally get inspired like this, but if you don't show up, then who knows what you would have missed? You know, you could have met Tarantino at, you know, at the Law and Order audition, but if you were like, nah, I gotta go to work, you missed that opportunity. You may never get it again.
Plus,
so.
it's like there's got to be a moment where you're like, okay, this is a job, this is my career. I'd be an idiot to sit there and pick a job, like a moment for a job over like my moment that could be in a career. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of.
Something can cost you like a couple days, or something can cost you your whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
and that's how you really gotta. Because I always think like, all right, well, you know, what if, like your favorite artist, like what if Drake was like, nah, like, you know what, when I was filming Degrassi, like, nah, I'm not gonna record these songs. You know, like people could have been hating on him at school or in the cast, like, nah, you're stupid, don't go record these songs. Like then he would have never been Drake. Yeah. So you kind of got to push through all those things in your head, or like people that are telling you like, hey, don't do it, because then you'll never know what it could have been.
Yeah, seeking people's validations and stuff like that could be like your worst downfall. Literally
Absolutely.
Your worst downfall. That's why you never want to seek anybody's validation other than your own.
Yeah, one of the things that Russ says is like, I'd rather do the oh well than the what if. So it's like, well, you know, we went to New York City to go for this audition. We didn't make it. Oh well, you still went. You still showed up. And let's say that situation was flipped, and you met like your manager now or something. Well, oh well, you went and you met him. If you didn't go, it's like, oh, now in your brain you're just gonna keep saying, damn, what if I went? You know, what if I could have?
Well, I mean, like God put it in your life for you to go take.
Absolutely.
It. I mean, he's hiding a message in that.
Absolutely, I'm a big.
If you put in the work, you're gonna get everything he's gonna give you.
Absolutely, I'm a big believer in that, bro. And you know, you get what you put out.
Of course, sure. Yeah, 100%. Like I can be like seeing a homeless person on like when I pull up to a stoplight.
Yeah.
Like I don't think about like, oh, this guy should get a job. No, I feel like, yo, like God put him right there for me to see him that day.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like everything happens for a reason, bro. Everything. Like I feel like there's nothing that doesn't happen that's not supposed to happen in a way. Like it sucks to say because there's a lot of negatives that happen in this world too, but I still always believe that everything happens for a reason.
Oh, of course.
You know, and it kind of sucks to say it like that, but it's true. I mean, with everything, especially with my career, like I feel like a lot of things happen that in the moment I didn't realize, like, oh yeah, this is why this is happening right now. But once it happens, you're like, oh, what had to have been because of this? Like I went through this downfall to be where I'm at now. So that's the reason why that happened, to be able to put me where I'm at now. Or it could be opposite. It could just be a good thing from the start.
Even like humanity, like how people created, like if Adam and Eve didn't sin, they wouldn't have been down here and we wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like that happened for a reason. God knew they were going to sin, but he tested them.
Exactly.
That's what happened.
No, yeah, I believe in that as well.
We're all related to Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
We all started from the same mother, which is, I think, is crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, it goes to show it.
That is wild.
It's pretty dope, man.
But Brandon, man, thank you so much for coming out.
No doubt, bro.
Thank you for taking the time. You know, this is only our third podcast, so for you to come out here,
yes,
and we know, like, you know, you got a lot of shit to do. Like, you're on big things. Like, you're not someone who just started off. Like, you're already like you're pretty established. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, I appreciate that, bro.
For you to like come down here, like, it's pretty dope. You know, we appreciate you, man.
Nah, for sure, bro. I'll come down whenever. I appreciate this opportunity, bro, and I'm blessed to be here for real.
Is there anything else you want to say before we close this out? Any shout outs? Any, like, literally anything like this year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. So, everybody go stream my music on Spotify, Brendan Rush, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, whatever platform you guys use for music. Type in Brendan Rush, it'll be there. THAREALRUSH on Instagram. I am Brendan Rush on Twitter. You know, type in Brendan Rush on Google. The website pops up. The Hip Hop DX articles all there. Shout out Pure Management. Shout out JV. Shout out Drew. Shout out my girl. Shout out my sister. Everybody in the team. I probably forgot some people, so I'm sorry. This, you know, it just be
Love
like
to
that.
Everybody.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that believes in the vision, you know. Shout out Luke, everybody. So, you know, I'm really just blessed to be here, and I hope you guys are ready for the ride that we're about to have because we're taking over very soon. Shout out to you guys for having me on the show.
Thanks,
and yeah, I hope everybody stays safe and gets home safe and everything, and we just keep rocking with it. Let's go.
You're watching Too Many Podcasts. Thank you for everybody who tuned in, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Team Rush,
Thank you.
baby.